Hey, people, what's up? What's up? Welcome to episode 2 of the Milk Duds. You got your boy here, Don the Bouncer,
False Ross.
Mr. False Ross, and
Old head smooth.
Old Head. All right, we got some interesting topics tonight. We had a last minute change in the conversation pieces. I think we should start off with that one right off the top.
Yeah, that was pretty fiery.
So, I'm noticing, I was basically trolling on Facebook and noticed interesting topic. I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but I'm gonna try and show it up. But I did post it to the page. We got Michael B. Jordan, the son of Krypton. I'm not ready for that. I don't think the world ready for that one. I don't know if that's the right situation. Fellas, tell me what y'all think.
Go ahead, old head.
Man, it's one thing to actually be inclusive. I know a lot of people want things to be inclusive and they want to see diversity and everything. Me personally, I don't want to see it. I would not want to see Michael B. Jordan as Superman or as the son of Krypton, whichever way they're trying to kind of reboot this to go. Yeah, could it happen? Yeah, I can, in a perfect world, yeah, I can see it happening, but I'm actually really kind of sick and tired of all this, political correctness and everything has to be, just knowing the fact that, Black Panther was baller enough, you know what I'm saying? And that's Marvel over DC, but that's just me. Anyway, I don't want some aficionado coming back and saying, hey, you need to make sure you don't cross the universes. But I really don't think I want to see. If it came out, I'd watch it, but I wouldn't boycott it myself. But I'm not an advocate for it. We don't have to be in that particular. Yeah, not that we can't, but I just don't want to see it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I would agree with you 100%.
Well, I'm not gonna say I didn't want to see it. I just think everybody doesn't need to be black. Superman doesn't necessarily, he's not black. He's just not. Now, I am kind of a comic geek myself, so I do know there is a version in DC. It's like an alternate Earth or whatever. Mm-hmm. And instead of Superman being in the shuttle that came to Earth, the villain from Zod's son was in the shuttle, and he was black.
Oh, really?
And he ended up becoming Superman.
Okay.
And it was Zod's son, and he was the black Superman. So there is an iteration of DC about now. They're doing that. Like it's not. That's a little different. So
they'd actually be introducing pretty much a new version.
Right, I like a whole new character.
See, that actually changed it. I think that actually would change it, and that's only because we know for sure it is a different, a different character. You know what I'm saying? And it's what they would actually consider a different reality. I mean, I could see that as a possibility. But
they're putting it out there as son of Krypton is what they call it. But now, to Ross's point, my question is, if he was the son of Zod, did he come to Earth? Was he a bad guy?
Mm-hmm. Not in the comics. The comics I read, he was like Kal-El, like the original Superman. It's just he was black.
Okay. Me personally, I don't want to see it. I don't agree with it. Let them have something.
Right.
They got the planet.
Not no more. We took over baseball. Well, I'm sorry. The Hispanics took over baseball from them. We took basketball from them. We damn sure took over football. For a while then, we had took over golf. We took tennis from them completely.
Well, you do have to realize that they do have Machine Gun Kelly and Eminem trying to. Okay, that's enough story. Never mind. Continue on with your
Don't you bring them two back up again. I'm about sick of them. I don't want to hear that no damn more. But, I mean, for real, we just, let them have something. They need
They got 98% of the wealth in America. I think they got enough. That being said, everybody's not black. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I ain't gonna go see it. I probably will go see it.
I don't want to see it. Because I saw something in that post, one of the comments I thought was absolutely hilarious. They said, if we take Superman, they're gonna host a white Martin Luther King.
Ryan Gosling. Man.
Ryan Gosling was gonna be Martin Luther King. The other thing was, if they did that, how would we feel about a white Shaft? I quit. Nope, you're not taking my Shaft from me. Shut your mouth.
I prefer that you're quiet, sir.
I can't have that. You're not taking Shaft. That was one of the funniest movies to me in the world. Whenever I love movies when you get Samuel L. Jackson, I'm talking about the remake.
Okay.
So when you get to let Samuel L. Jackson walk around, scream and yell and say motherfucker, I love it.
Yeah. Get the check for that.
I love it. That's what he does best. That's my man, $100,000. But y'all tell me what y'all think. Black Superman. What would be that situation that y'all would really want to go and see that?
What up, Miss Jayla? What up? Yeah, let's see what they got to say.
I don't think anybody got nothing to say. Don't nobody want to see that, man.
Now I do remember who was that had the jam Black Superman from the West Coast. Who was that? What was that? Bud the Law, yeah, ATL, yeah, Bud the Law.
And where else
hey, but that was still a classic hit.
Almost 30 years ago.
Yeah, so let me have that. Let us have the hip-hop version of it. Let us have the music. Y'all can keep Superman as was, but we can still roll out the ATL Black Superman.
You already know the ladies are going to see it regardless.
Well, yeah, everybody, all the women love Michael B. Jordan. He's the new super sex symbol, and I don't know. What up, Christian?
Plus, I still don't think he should have been killed when he was in The Wire when Michael B. Jordan was playing Wallace in The Wire. He should have been killed in. So I feel I would actually watch it.
He should have been killed. He was on that shit.
But he was getting off of it. And he didn't snitch. They killed him because they thought he snitched. That's why they killed him. So they thought he snitched. But he was getting off of that stuff. So, let the young man, he was a young man trying to get his life together, man. And they gonna kill Wallace.
They were supposed to kill Wallace. He was on that shit. Fucking up the church's money.
Man, shoot. I got friends that have been on that stuff, so they need to get off of it. And I ain't gonna kill him over that.
Hey, Bobby.
Wallace needs to be alive, man.
Who is Donald Glover?
John
Gambino.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, they actually do have a black Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's called Venom, ain't it?
No, like the boy playing Spider-Man.
Peter Parker is black.
No, not Peter Parker. It's a whole nother young guy that has Spider-Man's powers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess I ain't that much of a nerd, so I don't really know that much. I ain't never seen no shit like that ever.
That's all right.
I apologize. I won't get caught up, so I'll be able to speak more wisely on it. But I still don't want to see no damn Black Superman. I'm sorry.
I agree.
I was upset when they made the Human Torch Michael B. Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was stupid.
I don't. How the hell can you have
That's a bad
white
movie,
twins?
period, though.
I don't get that.
Bad movie, period, though. That's just all around. Oh, terrible.
All right, so nobody wants to see it, apparently. Nobody has any opinions on it, apparently. So we're going to move right along. At this moment, we're going to move on over to a new segment what we're going to call, instead of their rants, we got Jules from Old Head Smooth.
Jules from Old Head Smooth.
What you got for us today, Mr.
Okay. Those of you who tuned in last episode, thank you for tuning in. If you know me, and you know anything about me, Oh, there they go. Look at the Jalen talking about Idris Elba for Black
No,
Superman.
no.
We done moved off.
Yeah, we
That's
you had a chance to
we
comment
ain't
on
supporting that either.
Yeah. Him or being James Bond. Okay, if you know me, you know about my money, and I want everyone out there to be about their money. So every time I come to you guys with some jewels, now not every time, but most of the time when I come to you guys with some jewels, it'll actually be, money related or something related to money. So, I've actually got 3 tips. I've actually got a tip for beginners. I've got a tip for people that have actually gotten past that point and are looking to actually step up. And then I've got a tip for people that are already invested. So, I want to spend more time with beginners basically because there is a large population of us that are not banked. We don't have actual accounts with banks or with financial institutions. So a lot of times people end up going and they go to these check cashing places and they spend so much money to actually get their check cashed. Then they've actually got to pay these bills. And a lot of times they're actually converting this cash over to money orders and stuff like that. And then you got to mail it. And the way the world is working right now, even as far advanced as we are, and we're going to be going even further, we can no longer be an unbanked people. We have to have some kind of accessibility to technology and the way things are actually moving with money. So my beginning tip is for those of you who do not have bank accounts and you just actually pay things with cash, at the very least, if you're going to the check cashing places, go ahead and set up the prepaid debit cards. The prepaid debit cards will actually give you a Visa logo or a MasterCard logo. I haven't seen too many other ones out there, but the Visa or MasterCard logo, that's really the key thing. And that's basically going to give you access to doing a lot more things with your money. Now, with that, I actually know personally, I've used NetSpend and Ace Elite. And a lot of people don't want to use them because they say, well, the transaction fees add up, blah, blah, blah. That's if you don't choose they have a plan where it's like $5 a month, unlimited transactions. That's, you're gonna pay that or more at the bank to actually you have the same type of service. So if you do not have any bank accounts set up, if you are actually going to the check cashing places or you going to the liquor store, I remember way back, I used to go to the liquor store on Michigan Road, and they used to stay late. Well, we actually did them quite often and did a couple tax return checks. People know about taxes. So they've been over there at that liquor store,
You're showing your age now, bro.
Hey, that's okay. It's a brother didn't make it this far, so I'll show my age. Every day above ground is a blessing. And every day I can have some cheesecake, but I just talk about the look at it.
Had to slide that in there.
Oh, yeah.
You had to slide that
The
in.
cheesecake was good this morning. Cheesecake was good this morning. What a crystal.
Shit, man.
Anyway, so definitely go ahead and take advantage of, if you're going to the check cashing place anyway, go ahead and at least set up one of those and actually do direct deposit on your check. One, I know with NetSpend, you get your money 2 days sooner. So instead of it coming in on Friday morning, you get it on Wednesday night. And there's been many times I've ordered Chinese on Wednesday night just because I got a little extra money right there. So at least do that. Like I said, I know it's $5 a month, but it gives you access to a debit card. So things like paying your bills online, things like orders from Amazon and stuff like that. Just having access to a debit card. Or an account, and some of them you can actually have savings too along with it too. So that way, that's my beginner's tip. So beginner's tip, definitely take advantage. If you're going to liquor stores, or if you're going to those check cashing places, at least do direct deposit on your checks or whatever checks you actually have, and it's got a route number and everything, so it's legit. So that's for my beginners. For those of you who actually are a little bit more advanced, those of you who are trying to, say for instance, get into investing or get into something that actually is going to give you secondary income or passive income, which is money that you are making while you're not, actually trying to make that money. I mentioned it last week. It was actually called crowdfunding real estate. There's a company called Fundrise. Fundrise is a collection of multiple real estate developers across the country that have projects that they're either starting or they're close to starting, and they're looking for additional funding. So with Fundrise, you can actually buy in. It's almost like buying a share or buying shares of stock. You can actually buy in. You can research. They'll give you prospectus. They'll give you the research on what the development is or what the reno is. You can check in that area. They've got a lot of information, so you can say, you know what? There's some condos that they're redoing in Los Angeles. I like what this developer's done. They've actually been growing over the last so many quarters. I think I might want to invest in them. Boom! You open an account with Fundrise. When you open that account, whatever money you put in, you can actually go ahead and invest that in multiple projects. They've actually got also the beginning levels and the entry level and all this stuff, and it goes all the way up to like the higher level. The more risk, the more return. But they're actually quoting, and this is something you have to research yourself. I'm not a financial consultant, nothing like that. I'm just a dude that's trying to make some extra money. But but they've actually got. I'm off the train of thought. Short-term memory loss. Ooh, I wonder why. But anyway, but they actually say that they actually have an 11% return or 11% yield, and that's if you know anything about money, you know 11% is big.
That's huge.
The only thing with that is it's not as liquid, so it's more like a 5 or 10 year term. That once you've been there for the long term, you can pull your money out, but it's a little bit harder to pull your money out. I don't know. We'll have to check directly with them.
Okay.
The penalties are not steep, but it's more than just 1 or 2 of them. So that's how they get you. They want you to be in the long term, which if you're doing real estate investment, you're actually looking for long term anyway.
Okay.
But that's one of those things where if you're in it, say for instance 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, then you're looking to possibly get at least 11% or somewhere around 11% return.
Okay.
So that's definitely positive. So that would be my tip. If you're looking to start, there's other ones out there. So definitely do your research. And again, I'm not a financial consultant. I haven't done anything other than just look stuff up and use the resources that I have. So I implore you to do the same thing. The last tip is my expert tip. And this is one for those of you who are already into investing one way or the other, and you want to kind of step your game up. Some people are looking for ways to make money or have increase their passive income. That's where you want to look into dividend stocks. Dividend stocks are stocks that actually will pay you. And they'll actually pay that dividend rather than it staying in and growing. It'll pay you a dividend, and they normally have a certain period of time that they have. So maybe 6 months or so. I typically look for dividend stocks that actually pay quarterly, and I'm trying to actually kind of alternate it so that way I'm actually making a little bit of money quarterly. That money I end up turning around and reinvesting, which I'll be talking about. If you guys have bonuses, don't look at your bonus as play money. Look at that bonus as a way to get ahead and invest in it. But that we'll hold off on that. That's a whole other jewel I'm gonna drop on you guys. But I've actually got 3 dividend stocks, 3 stocks that actually are listed as dividend stocks. That if you're already investing, these are good stocks to have in your portfolio to actually have some money that's coming in. You can do it what you want. But the first one is the iShares Select Dividend ETF. The stock ticker, the ticker symbol for that is D as in David, V as in Victory, Y is in yellow. And once again, that's the iShares Select Dividend ETF. The next one is an old faithful. The next one is General Electric, GE. They actually are another stock that actually pays quarterly. They're going to be around for a while, and with things that they're selling and things that they're developing, they'll definitely be around for a while. One other one, and in the digital age now, since we're in communication is everything, AT&T, which the stock ticker symbol for AT&T is just T. They're another dividend stock that I would actually invest in and have it part of the portfolio to make sure you bring money in quarterly. Like I said, when that money comes in, put it back into whatever you're investing in and kind of double up, triple up. The last one is ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil is number 4, and their stock ticker. I'm not gonna get this right today. I think I'm just gonna say their symbol. Their stock ticker symbol. I'll say it slow. Is XOM. X is in xylophone, O is in Oscar, M is in money. So those are that's my expert tip. Those are the 4 dividend stocks. And once again, do your research. Don't just buy them because I said so. But if you buy them and you make some money, it's just a jewel you got from Old Head Smooth.
Old Head. Right. Again, I thank you, sir. Good information there.
Yes, sir.
If you guys have any questions, you can either post them in the comments, or you can shoot us a message on Messenger for Old Head.
Yes.
Let us know, and we, I'm sure he can reply to those for you.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I love my fans.
All right. Our next topic is very interesting. I hope we got some sports fans out there. We gonna talk about my man Vontae Davis. Because I like my man's style. I'm not gonna lie. It's been many mornings I just felt like, fuck it, I quit. At least he went to work. He got tired of wrestling them 200-pound motherfuckers, running up and down the damn field and just said, you know what? The hell with this. I'm rich, bitch. I quit.
Retired at halftime.
He retired at halftime. He gave y'all a half.
That team must be awful.
Bro, they were down 22 points at the point where he quit.
He was done. Spirit is broke.
What I'm really upset about is I've heard a lot of sports reporters and a lot of people say the man was a coward. How can you call a grown-ass man a coward because he doesn't want to play a game no more?
Right.
A game.
A game that he's played for years. He wasn't a coward years and years when he was playing. We just found out when he made it to the NFL.
Exactly. They called the man a coward and said everything that he has done for his legacy over the past 10 years, he has tarnished. What type of shit is that? Because he quit? How does that tarnish anything?
Yeah, you can't go back and erase the past.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of indifferent about it.
What do you mean?
I think Vontae Davis was a hell of a quarterback. I don't think him quitting at halftime for a terrible team they probably didn't really want to be on in the first place. Wasn't he just playing with us? Vontae Davis played for the Colts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, they got rid of him. It wasn't last year before last.
Year before,
yeah.
Okay. Vontae Davis probably just done the football period. I think it's just the fight was out of him. So I wouldn't call him a coward. I don't think it's cowardly. I just think it is kind of, it make you selfish. I would say it's selfish. Yeah, your team's 22 points down. I understand you don't want to be there. You don't want to play no more, but that's still your team. Retire after the game. Finish the game. Why? Why not?
We're talking about football.
I'm talking about football.
And no. And what I'm saying is we're talking about football. With football, at any given point in that game, you could suffer a life-ending injury.
If you want to take it there, then why play the game?
That's the reason why he said he quit. He didn't want to anymore.
He quit because he just
didn't have it in him anymore.
Yeah, he checked out. Save it for the game. Finish the game, bro.
So
Finish the game.
So if he doesn't have it in him anymore to play, wouldn't that be cheating his team by going out there and continuing to play? At least let somebody else who's trying to earn a spot get out on the field and try.
So what you gonna cheat your team anyway by retiring at halftime?
If you don't feel like it, why the hell are you out there?
I think they're more upset with the way that it actually happened. Now, I've actually known since Vontae Davis was here, and I would see certain interviews. Like there was one interview where we actually, I think we played. It was either Denver or New England. I think it was New England that we played, and he actually called he called Tom Brady, Peyton Manning or something like that. He was just kind of off a little bit. I've known the brother be a little bit different. It's almost like he may have some kind of social disorder where he doesn't recognize, other people's emotions or doesn't actually pick up on that, and he's kind of tilted a little bit. I've actually noticed that about the brother since he was here. So I don't think he actually really understood the impact of him actually just leaving at halftime. I mean, if you actually not going to do it anymore, you can actually still not cause that kind of a scene or that kind of distraction and just tell the coach, hey, I'm not going back in. And he could actually even undress, but not just leave. The dude left.
They didn't even know he was gone.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They didn't even know he was gone.
He ghosted the NFL. He ghosted the NFL. And I'm thinking it's more the way that he did it. As a, you know what I'm saying? If he's going to retire, there's been people that have retired in the season and just can't do it. But at halftime, where you just kind of sleep to the back,
He didn't even come out the locker room. He just said, y'all go ahead, y'all got this.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at him. I'm straight up, I'm not mad at him. Why is he supposed to show loyalty to a team of players that may not be there next year? That may not even be there the next week? I mean, because the team sure as shit don't have any loyalty to any other player.
Oh yeah, they can catch you at the drop of a hat.
Exactly. So why would he put his life or his body in jeopardy?
Finish the game.
For what?
Well, like I said, even if he doesn't go back in, and he can stay over, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I'm pretty sure.
I don't want to sit here and watch this game.
I'm pretty sure.
That's another hour and a half of my life. I can go do something else.
I'm pretty sure he actually tipped him off when he was going in there and he was actually asking people, is there a bus schedule somewhere around here? And at the beginning of the game,
I'm rich, I don't need no bus.
Hey, well, he did something.
My bet parked right outside.
Oh, were they at home? I thought they was on the road. I don't know.
I really don't know. Nigga, Uber everywhere. I'm sure he got an Uber app. I mean, I'm just saying.
He can wait till the end of the game.
No, bro.
Yeah, you don't
when
have
the
to-
spirit moves you, I'm a firm believer. You quit when the spirit moves you.
Finish the game at the very least. So
Okay.
So we got 3 different opinions. I'm saying you're saying go when it says to go. You just go. I'm thinking, at least go back in, but you don't have to go back in the game. And Wes is like, finish the game. Let's finish it.
finish the game and then retire. I don't
So-
know what's wrong with it.
My real question is, I want to know, and somebody else posted this to our wall. What epiphany did he have going into halftime to say, "Man, I don't want to do this shit no more"? Because I'm sure we done all had that at work.
Oh,
and you sitting there at your desk.
He must have ran into a block or something.
Oh, yeah.
And that got him where he wasn't supposed to get it.
Like, what the fuck? I don't need to do this no more. What epiphany did he have?
I've had that.
I've had that several times.
I've been at a job where I'm working at a warehouse or whatever, and bullshit job, and it just, the fuck am I doing my life right now? I'm out here.
What did I do wrong in my life that I have to endure this? What did I do?
I've been
So
there.
maybe he had one of them moments, and he's financially able to say, "I don't need this shit.
Yeah,
I'm going."
Yeah.
I mean, let's just think about it. There are times where you had money, or you haven't, but you're dealing with something at work you just don't want to deal with no more at all. If you had the money to be able to walk out and be fine, would you?
I know I would. I've been trying to prepare myself with the money thing. Y'all know me about my money.
So would you?
I can afford it.
Yeah, I did that job I was talking about. Shit, I had an idea I was getting another job. I had a pretty good feeling, but I didn't have nothing lined up. But I was like, hey, this is just for the birds.
Yeah.
So
And I didn't have nothing lined up when I walked out.
so you did it. Why can't he? I mean, literally, I don't care. It's a game, but it's still a job. Something that he had to do.
Yeah.
He just didn't feel it no more. I can't take this no more. This is what the coach yelling at me and shit. This nigga keep grabbing me and holding me. We lose it badly. We show no signs of improvement because this is our second loss. Why must I continue?
He's thinking, let me get out of here before I get cold.
Let me be trapping. I mean, why wait till the end of the game? Now he gotta wait with the team before they get on. He can get in the shower before all these other heroes, dusty, smelling ass men get in there. He and go about his business. What is the problem? You got a problem with this man quitting at halftime.
I don't really care. But I do feel like probably should have finished the game, bro. Even when I left that job that I absolutely had to get out of, part of me was still like, man, you should have finished the day out. You know what I'm saying?
No.
And then gave the day. That's just how I feel.
If I was an ambulance driver, and I'm working on somebody right there, and I didn't feel it, y'all better call the next one, man. I'm out. I'm gone. If you don't feel it, you don't feel it. You gotta look out for you, because that job sure as shit ain't.
Right.
All they gonna do is replace you with the next person. Especially in the NFL, next man up.
So it is important to be financially responsible now,
That's right.
because it can happen at any moment.
At any moment.
Another jewel from
Alright, no, that note, we gonna slide on up out of here. We're gonna move on to the next subject. At this moment, we're gonna move on to our favorite topic. Our favorite.
Okay.
We call this new segment False Ross's Therapy. So we're gonna give this brother his time so he can express his feelings and situation he got going on.
All right. Appreciate you, fellas.
All right.
So if you tuned in that last week, had a little rant. Much to say. Feathers were ruffled. And since then, I've had a lot of people
What's up, ladies?
wanting me to apologize. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to apologize for absolutely nothing.
There we go.
That's my man.
See, in this life, especially as a man, especially as a black man, you can't be afraid to be the villain. If you stand on your truth, and that's how you feel, it's gonna ruffle feathers. And they're gonna call you all kind of names and try to degrade your character and all kind of shit. But you gotta stand on it. Fuck how they feel. Fuck 'em. That's my rant. It's pretty short. Fuck in your pussy if you don't like it. That's how I feel.
All right.
So how about those thoughts?
And for other news today, you just really got some issues going on right now.
All right.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Who were some of these people who asked you to apologize?
Oh, Mabel was my wife. Mabel was my wife.
You know I'm going there.
Okay.
I gotta go there.
Yes, sir.
Cause I love both of y'all like kiss and play cousins.
Okay.
You don't think you at least owe her an apology?
No.
You answer that quick.
Take a second to think about that.
You answered it quick and decisive.
Your wife told you she felt some type of way, and you don't feel like you owe her an apology for making her feel that type of way? Think about it, for real, seriously.
That's enough time passed when I answered.
Yes, sir.
No.
So the balls were just for dramatic effect.
Oh, just for dramatic.
Okay.
This has been over before I even came in. The answer's already made. The answer was vague.
Woo.
Not even a little bit. Not so much as for what you said, but for the way you made her feel. Because remember last week you said your responsibility as a husband was to protect her and keep her, what'd you say, safe?
Yes, secure. Yes, yes.
Oh, yeah.
And protect her feelings also, right?
Yeah.
So you're hurting her feelings. Not for what you said, but the fact that you hurt her feelings. That's what I'm asking. I'm saying, don't you think you owe her an apology for the fact that you hurt her feelings?
Truth hurts.
That might be true.
I can't protect you from the truth. So
I actually didn't expect that response. That's wow. Okay.
The truth
Okay.
hurts.
Hey, you got
And I
a point.
can't protect you from the truth. Listen, I can't protect her from everything. I I can't protect my kids from everything. You can't protect your kids from everything.
True.
You know? Now,
So what you
I wouldn't intentionally, if the truth hurt her, that's one thing. That's not me intentionally trying to hurt her feelings. Now, to be perfectly honest, the feelings wouldn't be hurt if she wasn't jumping in front of bullets that wasn't meant for her.
Captain Saberhole, huh? But it's still your wife. She's not just some jump off. No. Y'all made a lifetime commitment. That's the woman you're gonna be with for the rest of your life. That's some scary shit. That's
Only if you believe in time. I don't believe in time, so.
Oh shit.
Nigga, this motherfucker.
This motherfucker.
I know. Leave some of that shit you smoking here. But that is the one.
Uh-huh.
You hurt her.
Yeah. She hurt herself.
No. She didn't make any of those comments.
Doesn't matter. The comments weren't even aimed at her.
I understand, but it were the things that came out of your mouth
Right.
that made her feel some type of way.
Okay.
You have no remorse in that?
Speaking the truth, bro. I don't understand. This is what I don't understand. If somebody is speaking their truth, you put them in a situation, because it's my wife that keeps bringing whoever around.
Mm-hmm.
All right, in the rant. So I always feel a certain type of way based off of this other person's actions. You know what I mean? This other person has done, this isn't like this isn't somebody who's known over years or something like that. This is over time. And I've kept my mouth shut quite a bit about a lot of shit. And this said person has wedge upon wedge in between me and my wife's. Most of our major blowouts have been over this one person. You see what I'm saying?
That's
I got you.
I mean, major. Well, we have arguments, but I'm talking about blowout.
Right. That sounds
It's
great.
because she's at defense of this poisonous, toxic person.
What is Whitney Houston's lesbian lover name? What was it, the chick's name?
I don't know.
That Bobby had the issue with.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
You don't remember her name? Y'all help us out. What was Whitney Houston's friend's name that Bobby had the problem with?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Lesbian lover. What you trying to say, man?
Bro, she was a lesbian.
What are you trying to say about the wife?
Robin. Thank you, Robin. No, I'm not saying that. See,
I was
twisted
asking.
it the whole way. Damn well I wasn't calling Toya a damn lesbian.
I had to figure it
I
out.
said Whitney Houston
Okay.
and Bobby Brown.
I thought you was insinuating.
I'm not insinuating shit. Comment like that.
All right.
All right, so just like Bobby had Robin to deal with, you having that same situation with your woman.
Sort of.
She's got this friend that she just won't let go no matter what. Maybe that's something that you're using the wrong approach to it. Because that's what, when I was watching that little biopic, Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown, that's what I was thinking. Instead of demanding,
Oh, okay.
express what it is about that person that you really dislike,
Okay.
in a nice way.
Oh, that's
Not,
not gonna happen. Look, I've never demanded I've never ever gave my wife an ultimatum or anything, told her to cut her out or nothing like that. You can't control who people choose to have in their life.
True.
I can't control, that's my wife. I can't control my wife.
True.
Okay? So, I don't even want to control my wife. That being said, the only thing I can control is what goes on over here. Okay? What goes on over here. I don't know how fraudulent, weird, toxic motherfuckers in my circle.
okay.
Nowhere in my circle.
Oh.
So when you keep trying to introduce this element, this bad element into my circle, I'm going to react. I'm going to react. You're not going to like it. If you get hurt, especially if I give you warning, and you do it anyway,
I
get what you get.
I definitely believe therapy is working.
I think we're getting somewhere.
You know what?
Yeah.
She ain't called a nasty disgusting.
I'm
Not
done.
one time.
I was done with that. I'm done with it. That was it last week.
I hear you, but you mellowed yourself out. And I appreciate that, you know what? We got breakthrough. We got breakthrough. We got breakthrough. We love it, bro. We love it. Good job.
I'm good. I ain't got to worry about that.
But I still think,
Okay.
honestly, my opinion is, if nothing else, you owe your wife an apology, just basically, not because you feel the way you feel, but because you've made her feel a way because of your actions.
I got you. Do we know? Babe, I'm sorry you got that funky bitch in your life as your friend. I wish you made better decisions.
He loves you. He really does.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay.
That was another therapy session for False Ross.
That little girl was hard to swallow.
That was the worst fucking apology I've ever heard in my life. Bobby, you said it earlier. I didn't mean, I wasn't trying to slide past it. He gonna be sleeping on the couch. You said outside, I said on the couch. Because he's gonna be stubborn to go outside. He gonna be sleeping on the couch with that damn dog. But we're gonna move on over to a very touchy one. This might actually ruffle a few feathers because I think we got some differences of opinion seriously on this panel right now. Judge Kavanaugh and the Me Too movement, which I personally feel is sparking a whole lot of bullshit. Now, I apologize for those women who actually have had serious offenses. I do. I wish nothing but justice for them completely. But you got some money hungry, fake ass, trifling chicks out here that are misusing this completely.
Absolutely.
And honestly, as a man, it makes us uncomfortable, or it makes me uncomfortable, because you can no longer say, do, or look in any kind of way without it being harassment. And that's not fair. So I'm not even looking at you. What the hell?
You can't, they can take offense to you looking at another one
Yes.
and call it harassment,
Yes.
which is ridiculous. They can take offense, like if you're at a workplace and you may be, you want the beautiful women walking around and you see you eyeballing her. If she finds it offensive, she can go to HR.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. Somebody that's you're not even looking at. They could have seen you looking at somebody else. That's crazy.
The worst thing about it is, it can be a comment that you've made, and it may not even be a vulgar comment. They can misinterpret.
They can overhear it.
They can overhear and misinterpret what is said and report that as offensive. That to me is unacceptable, because it puts the women who have actually experienced harassment or rape or any of that, it puts them in that situation of, we're proving. Because right now with this Judge Kavanaugh thing, honestly, I'm hardened by it. Just all of it happened to the point where I honestly don't believe this woman. It was posted to our site from another woman that said, why are these women taking so long to come out? What is happening that it's taking so long? So I talked to a few other female friends of mine, and from what my understanding is, and what they're explaining to me, it is a delicate situation. They don't, when it happens, you feel like you've done something wrong. I'm sorry, they feel like they've done something wrong as women. So they are wrestling with that within themselves to try and figure out or sort out what to do. So, with that being said, I still don't think it would take 18, 20, 30 years, or in this case, 40 years. That's one. Two, my other gripe with this is, the man was a high school teenager. I'm willing to bet every man on this panel that did something that might have been a little skeptical back when you were a teenager. Well, maybe not Mr. Softfood over here, you know. He's Mr. Sweetie Pants. He used to bring his teachers roses to school every Friday.
That's game right there.
That's
Oh, yeah, game right there.
See what I mean? Well, no, I mean, for real, it's just, we're talking high school. High school.
That's ridiculous. He's a judge now. I wonder if he was a trash man, would you still be Me Too him right now? That's my question.
The killing part is, this lady is a law professor. His accuser is a law professor.
She waited in high school. I mean, maybe it was real bad, man. I don't know.
So what I read, and I read into it, it's on our page also. If you get a chance to go to Nuke Dud's Conversation on Facebook, I have a news post there where it gives a little detail. Supposedly he pinned her to the bed and attempted to take off her clothes. He didn't actually get in, he didn't do anything, but he just took off her, he tried to take off her clothes. Honestly, sounds like the first time we all tried to get to her. Come on, baby. She's saying no. Come on, baby. Let me put the hand. Just a little bit. I'm not seeing, he didn't hit her or punch her or beat her up. Supposedly there was another dude in the room. Just in the room, I guess he was in there with another female. And she was saying no, so they're talking about calling him as a witness, but from what I'm reading, he's saying that shit never happened. But the problem is, he's been a lifelong friend of Judge Kavanaugh. So of course, he's gonna say it didn't happen. He's supposed to. Rose before hoes.
I wonder, you said she's a law professor?
Yes.
I just wonder if there's any kind of, maybe, undercover agenda, you know, in regards to some kind of political agenda, maybe. Maybe she's somebody higher up that's opposite of Judge Kavanaugh or whatever. I don't know.
Honestly, I don't know.
I do wonder.
It's just still it's this dude. I mean, I'm not gonna put him on the same list with Bill Cosby. I'm sorry. I'm not putting him on that same category. However, it's still the same thing.
Well, I know that just for me, I actually know someone who's a professor, and I know how she thinks, and she's not a law professor, but she's a professor, and she thinks along a certain way, especially within her realm of expertise. So by her being a law professor, and this actually being a nomination for Supreme Court, I know she looks at, or she views the law in a certain way. By her being a professor, she actually is saying, hey, in this situation here, they have to go through everything. This was an event that actually happened that needs to be discussed, because it does come into question with his judgment. If he's going to actually judge over situations that affect the nation and affect the actual Constitution, we have to actually wonder, we have to actually look at his character and say, is this the kind of person we want making law decisions that are affecting millions of lives? Now that's only in, like, if you're a law professor, you're thinking about the law in a certain way. You hold the law up on a pedestal because that's what you based your life upon. So within that vein, I can see why she would actually take it that seriously at this point, even going back to high school, just to at least call it into question. Now, our job is to say to our leadership, to our congressmen and to our senators or whoever is actually on that panel, I believe this, and this. I want you to vote this way, or when the nomination comes up. That's our job. Now, the job of those who are on the panel, those are the ones that actually have to make the decision. I'm glad I don't have to make that decision, you know what I'm saying, because I can actually do things. That's part of the system, and that's part of writing your congressman, writing your leadership. You know, that's part of what you can actually do. That's what you have control of.
2020, Don the Bouncer for president.
Okay. Hey, let me be treasury. Let me have the treasury.
Yeah, that's what our president doing now. He bringing his boys in. Just playing.
That's cool. We can work that out, man.
We're gonna make that happen.
Let me in control of the money.
Well, just for the president, I mean, it's funny you bring him up. You know, whatever they're trying to bring this up for the Kavanaugh cat, shouldn't matter, especially now when we got the president on tape just a couple years ago.
Grab by the pussy.
Grab by the pussy.
I'm mad, because I'm still waiting on that holiday.
Yep.
Now, whatever happened with Kavanaugh happened way back. I mean, I don't know Kavanaugh's age. I mean, I don't know a whole lot
It
about
was
his age.
30 years ago.
Okay.
He was in high school.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know,
High school.
30 years ago, she's bringing up about his character, but the nation's being read by a man who just a few years ago was talking about grandpa pussy.
So, and here's my problem with this. We talking about his character. These are things that are judged. He's being judged on his character. His character in high school is not the same character he is now as a full-grown man.
Right, understood.
So, I don't think the same decisions that he made in high school, he would make right now. If that's the case, I don't think he would have been a judge in the first place.
Right, exactly.
I mean, that's something that would have been vetted a long time ago. I mean, all honestly, we're talking about a judge. He's not just a lawyer. Yeah, you can get to law school. To me, that's a whole nother situation. You made it all the way through law school with no issues.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're a judge, and there's been no issues. The moment you decide you want to be a Supreme Court justice, now there's an issue, and they had to reach all the way back to high school to find out.
Seems like, it just seems like, I don't know.
I'm not.
Maybe political tactics or something.
Yeah,
They
but
might
see,
be trying to reach.
and situations like that is what I mean by it's these underhanded helpers that's causing a problem for women who have really had issues.
Right.
Because honestly, it makes it hard to believe and hard to understand. What the hell took you so long? Why are you waiting until now I'm doing something? Like Bill Cosby, like they said, he was doing this for years. Why did y'all wait till he decided he wants to buy CBS before all of this come out? And I think they just threw Morgan Freeman under the bus with his because they.
He was the old player.
Let me get this shit out there. Let's just get this out and get him
He
treated.
was this old player. They was trying to get it young old, bro.
He wasn't even trying to get at it. He was actually giving that girl a lesson.
Ridiculous.
He was giving that girl a lesson. He said, young woman, I don't think it's appropriate for you to be standing there with me with no panties on that short skirt.
I seen the one that was this little young black woman, and he was clearly flirting with her, but it was really harmless, and she was talking about how uncomfortable she felt and all this other shit.
Leave!
It's really, he's not forcing you down. I understand you don't like it, it's an old dude hitting on you, but just goddamn, man, really, we got to file some kind of suit on you. This is crazy.
Take your lumps and keep moving.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Literally, take your lumps and keep moving.
And
Take your lumps. That's right.
Keep it moving.
And that paycheck that he don't get, and keep it moving. Brings me back to my thought a while ago. So I'm gonna start a new social network of women who don't mind being harassed, and the men who like to harass. So we ain't gonna have any of this nonsense because we have too many rich people going down, man, behind this nonsense.
It's funny, it's a lot of rich
Yes.
men.
Yes.
You don't see no young, attractive, rich men getting hit. I'm serious, you don't. I wonder why that is. Is it because they don't do it?
No,
No, it's not.
because they want it.
It's because you hoes phony. It'd be different. It's different when you hoes don't want it, but you do it anyway. You do it He made me. No, he didn't make you do it.
Wait, There was one rich track fairly. I don't.
There's a couple.
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant.
Yes,
The
Kobe.
one in Oklahoma.
And no, that was
That was the rape case, right?
Yeah, it was the rape case. Yes,
That's the one you're talking about.
yes.
He made her do it.
He took the booty. He took it, bro. He took it. And then turned around and snitched on Shaq. I said it did what Shaq did.
Yeah. I don't think he took that, bro. He'd been in jail, and he didn't get convicted on that.
No, he didn't. But it's still that situation.
Well, he didn't make her do anything. She was a nasty little freak. You know she was a freak. This is proven. This is fact.
But she was housekeeping.
Bro, she already had other men in her body before Kobe, and that's how she even got caught, because she didn't want to be honest.
Here we go with another one.
What?
Just because she had men in her body, why does that make her a nasty freak?
I mean, okay, so you're okay with that? Hold on, man. First of all, why does everybody act like we don't know what a hoe is? You don't know what a hoe is?
No, I don't.
You don't. What is your definition?
Your definition of a hoe
is very different from yours, obviously.
Extremely.
Okay.
Because of the way you talking, if she's not a virgin, she's a hoe.
That's what it is. I got you.
I mean, that's the way you said it.
We're gonna keep it from there. He's right. Let's listen to this motherfucker.
No, what? Please tell me what your definition is.
A hoe, somebody who takes a lot of dick, random dicks. It's pretty simple. Everybody knows what it is. If you taking random dick, you got 3 or 4 random dicks in you in a day, sweetheart, you are a hoe. Here, you just not getting paid.
Okay. Okay. I would agree with that. So you take it 3, 4 in a day, yes.
That's what the case was with Kobe. She had like 2 or 3 other men in it before Kobe.
That day, I never heard that.
Yes, bro. That's how he got off, bro. They couldn't use. She wasn't viable as a witness.
They found multiple DNA strands of semen.
Yeah.
So that's how.
She didn't necessarily have to have them that day.
Right.
She could have just been nasty.
The whole whisperer, nigga. You the whole whisperer. God damn. She was a hoe. That's how he got off.
Me personally, I just don't believe in hoe shaming women. That's it. I believe women have that same right that men do.
Bro, you sitting on your cake. You sitting on your cake, fam. You might want to straighten that out.
I'm not the black Superman, bro.
You the black super hoe hero. That's something.
I'm not. I don't believe in that. I apologize to you, man. I just really don't believe in that.
Okay.
I believe women have them same freedoms and rights that we do.
So that goes for everybody.
Yes.
Including your daughters.
Yes.
That's their right.
Yes.
So you don't mind? What if your daughter wanted to strip?
Wait, and we had this conversation before. Remember?
You had this conversation?
Me, you, and one other person that we can't name on air. But if she wanted to, you go right ahead.
Oh shit, nigga.
She has the right.
If she has the right.
This is where we part, I guess.
What are you gonna do? Spank her? You want me to spank her and put her on punishment?
Nah.
Don't you come your ass out that room?
Nah, I ain't gonna put her on punishment, but I'm damn sure not endorsing it.
I'm not either. I'm not saying I'm gonna go out there and make it rain on her. No.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. But she has that right.
Right.
That don't make her a hoe because she wants to strip. No. It don't. How does that make her a hoe?
How does it not?
It wasn't that I didn't have anything to say, and I stopped. I stopped because I was about to be real disrespectful. And the number 1 rule in this is respect everybody and their opinion. But if he say another dumbass
How the fuck does it not? And y'all can chime in if y'all want.
oh, they are.
Good.
Jayla said not in her house. Lindsay said it's a lot of strippers that are not hoes.
Yep.
I don't know nothing. Introduce me to them.
Jayla said she's dancing on multiple men with her ass out. That don't make her a hoe. That makes her an entertainer.
That could make her an inappropriate aunt at the
He said an inappropriate aunt.
That's real shit. that's real shit.
Well, I mean, for real.
Hey, Tootie, get off of there. Dang, can't bring my phone out there.
How does that make her a hoe?
We're not about to see eye on this one, bro.
No, you still ain't answered that question. You said a stripper is a hoe. I didn't say a prostitute that's fucking a whole bunch of dudes. We talking a woman who's actually feeding herself by dancing on some perverted ass niggas. That's paying money to see.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how that is any more a hoe than a showgirl in Las Vegas that's dancing on the stage.
Oh, that's a hoe too.
How is that a
She got
hoe?
price.
You don't even get to touch the bitch. How is that a hoe?
Doesn't matter. Anytime a woman is willing to, I would say degrade herself, because the shape,
No, Jayla, I do not.
to strip, and take your clothes off. And to be a woman, to strip, take your clothes off for men, let them feel on you, all kind of random men feel on you and touch on you and shit like that. Yeah, that's pretty self-degrading. And you might not be fucking for money, which makes you an actual hoe.
That makes you a prostitute. A whole
That makes you-
different.
Whatever, nigga.
A hoe and a prostitute, two different
Whatever
things.
in your book, goddamn it, a hoe is a hoe is a hoe. Goddamn it, I ain't got time to be picking through.
So like Santa Claus over here.
Right. I ain't got time to be picking through all the different apples and shit. Randy Smiths, the King, and shit. It's just an apple, an apple. I ain't got time for this shit. Goddamn it. If you ain't a hoe, it's a safe bet you a hoe if you a stripper.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the numbers.
So, what do you say about that woman? I'm gonna give you a scenario. I'm gonna give both of y'all a scenario. And I want y'all to tell me exactly what y'all would classify her as.
Mhm.
This woman that was with her, let's say she was with her baby daddy for 10 years. And he had a great job. She was a housewife. Had 3 kids.
Okay.
He got killed in a car accident.
Okay.
Her sole provider is gone. She ain't had a job in her whole life. Without experience, you know it's hard to get a job.
Right.
She needs money now.
Yeah, that's a hoe.
Why is she a hoe because she started dancing?
I call her hoe, but it don't make her, that doesn't mean it's not, she doesn't have honorable, respectable reasons, or doesn't mean hoeing can't get you somewhere. But you had to do what you had to do, still a hoe. So what? I don't think that makes her a bad person. All hoes ain't bad, I don't know, all hoes ain't bad people. It was just that one bitch I was talking about earlier.
No, when you say hoe is a bad, that's a derogatory
It's a
statement.
derogatory word, but it's not gonna mean you're a bad person. You dig? You can be a hoe. I know plenty of hoes that are good people. Very lovely people to be around. You still a hoe. You still don't respect yourself.
Robert Grant Sr. says, they're not hoes. You cannot judge what is
Oh, I can
degrading
judge
to
them.
another person.
I can judge you.
Your standards mean absolutely nothing.
Your standards mean nothing, bro. I can judge. Everybody can judge. It's not right to judge or whatever. I guess socially acceptable. But you feel how you feel. Everybody can feel a way about other people's actions. So it's kind of dumb.
My whole thing is,
Don't sugarcoat around it.
I'm
Is she a hoe or is she not?
I'm not sugarcoating around anything. First of all, you know I'm about my money. You're supposed to have insurance on this dude, first of all. That's first and foremost. Get your life
You
insurance.
gotta have insurance.
Hey, it's all about money. It's all about money. I'm sorry. But no, I don't think that if she's sexually, this might be the black hippie in me. I don't think that just because you have sex with a lot of people that you're a hoe. You might just be someone that actually experienced and that loves to actually take that experience. That doesn't necessarily mean you're a hoe. Because I mean I know a whole bunch of dudes that would go through and smash multiple women on the weekend,
And all
they
we
be
do
like,
is,
yeah.
way to go, bro.
Yeah. I had an off weekend, man. Only had 4. Come on now, but that's that's one of those things where they're not even doing it for money. They're not even being gigolos. You know what I'm saying? They just
doing
it. And I never thought it was fair. I think that a woman should allow to be as sexual as a woman can be. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, a woman's sexuality is a whole lot higher than what men or what the masculine man considers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm always, I'm all for sexual exploration and education. You know what I'm saying? So male, female, you know what I'm saying? Everybody should be getting their groove on. Everybody should be getting their groove on. I love that you from OS.
I'm waiting on that one. Hey, Jalen, which one of us are you talking about? Me, the bouncer, False Ross, or Old Head Smooth? Which one are you asking?
Asking what?
She says, what is your definition of a hoe?
Damn.
That's what I'm trying to find out. Who is she asking? Because you've already answered
I'm
it.
about to say, she's probably asking you. I think it cracks me up, man, when I hear this shit. And it's always, especially from women, it's like, what's a hoe? Well, what's a hoe? You know what a hoe is. You a woman. You know which one of your friends is the hoe, which one you keep the man you interested away from. You already know. Like, I think it's funny that people act like they don't understand what a hoe is. It's hilarious to me.
So, to me, a hoe is somebody who's getting paid for having sex.
See, right?
That's what a hoe is. The same as a prostitute. If you're just sexually free, it's your prerogative. That's your life. You live it.
Yep.
Again, I'm not judging. I'm a firm believer in not judging.
It's judgment central over in this motherfucker, bitch. You come around here taking random dicks and shit like that, I'm gonna let your nasty ass know about it. I don't give a fuck how you feel.
Give a fuck about your feelings. But no, that's my personal definition and my belief. And the reason why I believe that is, like I said last week, I got a lot of shit that I gotta answer to God for. I do. I got a lot I gotta answer.
That's not bad.
True, it is.
I hear you. This is
I'm not gonna add to my list the judgment of you. So you live your life the best way you can. Period. Don't you sing. Don't you sing. Don't be one less new there. Don't sing it. But I feel the same way about homosexuality. Me personally, I don't care for it. But that's your life.
Yep.
You know, I got some real good friends that are homosexual. A lot of people like, how keep me? Because they're not doing me. I don't care.
Right.
That don't change who you are as a person.
Yep.
I love and respect you for who you are and what you are. Do you?
Yep.
I ain't got nothing against you. I bet you said some bullshit, you do chasers and all. Go ahead.
No, I actually don't. I feel quite the same way.
Okay.
Homosexual, that's your life. The only thing I don't like is when you try to force that shit and force me to accept it. And if I don't agree with it or something like that, then all of a sudden I hate you or I'm afraid of you and your
bashing.
Yeah,
Gay
it's
bashing.
It's
What do
right.
you call that?
Yeah, it's like, no, man, I'm not with the shit. Yeah, like, if I'm not with the shit, I'm not with the shit. But I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what y'all do. That's y'all shit. I don't have a whole lot of gay friends.
I do it.
I know quite a few gay people that are very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I just happen not to be friends with. I don't give a fuck.
I got you. Respect that.
Yep.
You don't get that.
Yeah.
So damn disrespectful. That's why I like to put his ass out. T-Sweet, if you don't put that nigga out, we got a couch for you. You come over here and leave him there with the dog.
Bruh.
Punk ass. Whatever. All right. So we got through that. The last topic of the day before we close out. Oh, it is. Before we close out, we got to go to this one. So we were talking before, not us, talking with some friends. There seems to be a complaint. These were women that I was speaking with. There seems to be some complaints about emotional men, or men showing emotion. I was raised in that generation of men ain't supposed to cry. So I still have that belief, so I don't understand what that emotional men term means. Can y'all two help me out? Even though if y'all can help me out, some of you ladies, please, what does that term emotional men mean?
I don't know what they're talking about. It just kind of emotional how? Like, are you like overly emotional?
They get upset and start crying.
Do they
I guess,
pout?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm with you in the sense, I don't think men are supposed to cry a lot. To say a man's not supposed to cry ever is moronic. It's moronic. Bro, a man has emotions. Shut up.
Shut it up.
That doesn't make any sense, D.
Shut it up.
That doesn't make any sense.
And
Shut
someone
everything
said,
up.
men that act like bitches. What do you mean by men that act like bitches?
Do you mean strong, independent women? I'm sorry. No,
What do y'all
I know
mean?
what she meant.
Y'all talking men act like bitches and that Jayla saying act like a pussy. What do you mean? They whine and complain about everything.
Men.
We about to have a moment.
That's real.
Okay.
They out there.
Okay.
They definitely out there.
So now here. Okay, we gonna get close here. If he's whining and complaining about everything, maybe it's something that you doing that's causing him to whine and complain about it. Or is it the fact that he's whining and complaining about nothing? Is that what you mean? Because if he's complaining and whining about something, stop doing it. Because it sounds like you just described False Ross and his thoughts of his wife's friend. He's whining and complaining about everything she do with him.
Fuck this nigga right here.
So hard.
If he's whining and complaining, I think what their gripe is, if he's whining and complaining and he's not doing anything to fix the situation,
No, she said when he don't get his way.
when he don't get tied down, you sound like you acting like you then. You sound
Men
like
for
that.
sure whine when they are sick.
Oh yeah. I don't mind when I'm sick.
Yeah,
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I whine when I'm sick,
take care of
man.
myself.
You sound like a selfish ass woman. When your ass sick, you don't whine. You're supposed to. That's what your
Somebody's
role
supposed to
as
help
his. Exactly, that's your role as his woman. You're supposed to help. Don't be bitter. Let that man whine because he's not feeling well. Rub the tummy.
Take care of him.
Take care of him.
And make sure there's toilet paper in the bathroom just in case.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell your man. Next time you go in the bathroom, leave the damn seat up. Fuck it. And we'll see. When you start whining and complaining about your ass getting wet, then we can worry about it then.
Emotional, man. I would say, okay. See, I thought they were talking more like, you know, like the turn-ups, the younger dudes, and they are way more emotional than the older
They
generation.
put their pants in tight.
It's not just because of that. It's
Brakes are
because,
getting squished.
Yeah, it does get split.
it's because I definitely think it's because they come from single-parent households. They come from, you know, mostly mothers, single-parent mothers, who have either emasculated them or caught them.
I think we got another comment there that I need to get to. Hang on.
Oh, shit.
No. I think it was a good one. Hang on. Get this damn iPad, man. Y'all continue.
Well, I can actually say just the way I feel about it. I feel that as an individual, male or female, there's actually male and female energy. You've got to be able to balance that out. You know what I'm saying? There has to be there's a certain balance that you're supposed to reach. It may be more masculine than feminine energy, or maybe the other way around, depending on whatever your gender assignment or wherever you actually feel you are. But I do think that there should be a balance in that energy. I ain't gonna lie, I cry when I watch Color Purple at the very end because of the overwhelming joy when she sees her sister again. I cry at that. I cry when I watch Armageddon when he's actually saying goodbye to his daughter. I got 4 daughters. So yeah, I actually cried when I watched the end of Armageddon. He's actually saying goodbye to his daughter and passing her off to Ben Affleck, being, you know what I'm saying, take care of my little girl. Yeah, I actually cry when I was there. And whenever there's family, whenever, my uncle just passed. You know what I'm saying? We had to tell my oldest uncle, he was actually in the nursing home, and so his mental capacity isn't completely the same. But we were having a meeting there, and I knew when they were like, well, we're gonna go get him, and they actually started walking him down, and I felt him coming. I felt emotion because he had to hear that one of his youngest brothers died. So yeah, I actually feel that type of pain. I actually feel overwhelming joy and I feel overwhelming pain. I cry at funerals even if I don't know the person, but I can actually see the family, and I'm a natural empath, being that I was born on July 4th. I naturally feel other people's feelings. So I am a very emotional person, but I do think there's a balance with that. So I don't think there's anything wrong with being emotional, but I think you have to have that balance. There are times when you have to suck it up, like if y'all getting evicted and you gotta find some place to go, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no time for crying, ain't no time, you gotta man up, you got stuff you gotta handle, you got things you gotta move, you got calls you gotta make. So when the situation calls for that masculine energy needs to be there and be prominent. And it doesn't need to be questioned. It needs to be a situation where if say for instance, if your significant other was the victim of some kind of sexual assault or something like that, there's a certain type of tenderness you gotta have to be there. You have to have some kind of understanding. Hey, I'm just telling you.
He just said if your loved one was the victim of a sexual assault, you saying no?
And here's what I'm saying though too. I'm not gonna be tender because there's a switch that just clicked off. Ain't no emotions to it at all. That's a dead motherfucker.
No, after the person's dead, after business is handled,
you still have to hold her in your arms. You know what I'm saying? You still have to hold her in your arms. There's a certain. I'm telling you, there's still a certain tenderness that you have to have, but she still needs that. She still needs that. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm telling y'all, I'm in prison. Right. Anybody who knows me knows that's it. I'm off the handle.
That's understandable. But I'm saying there still has to be a balance. You have to balance out that male energy and that female and that feminine energy the right way.
What you get to?
All right, we got a couple comments here. We got Lisa Faith says an emotional man doesn't mean he's effeminate.
Yep.
It could simply mean he is aware or able to express his emotions. Bobby Mercer. Oh shit, here we go. Women complain too much. If it was the other way around, they would complain that we don't show any emotion.
Which is better than complaint.
Yep.
Lindsay Rose says, all men are emotional. They may not show it all the time or around anyone. It will only be shown.
All men are emotional, right?
I agree, we do all have emotion, but like she said, we all don't show it. I'm a firm believer in that. I think I'm supposed to be strong.
Okay.
As a man, as you said, as a husband, as a father, I'm supposed to be strong. I don't feel, and I kind of agree a lot of times with women saying men are too emotional, because how can she look to you for guidance and being that strong when all you're doing is crying, man?
If a motherfucker cries all the time, that's one thing.
Yeah,
literally cries about everything.
There's some
lines about shit.
Yeah.
And you don't do anything to take any kind of steps to action towards resolving the situation. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, man. Look, let me tell you about my day. I remember a few years ago when I got diagnosed with chronic kidney disease. All right, that was a bad day for me. And on top of that, like a month later, I had a job I really liked, and I lost that job, and the kidney disease was going down. Hey, bro, I just had a day where it just wasn't my day, man. I couldn't help it. I was done. I cried the whole fucking day, man. I didn't know what to do, but at the end of the day, You know, after I talked to some people and shit like that, I was like, hey, man, I got to figure out how to pick the ball back up and keep this shit going. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. I got myself here. That ain't nobody's fault. I ain't gonna blame on nobody but me. I mean, that's kind of a part of being a man, accountability and problem solving. Like, you have to figure shit out. You know what I'm saying? Shit's not gonna be handed to you. You got to figure out how to pick yourself up. So, if a man cries, that's one thing. I'm not gonna say a man should never cry, it's ridiculous. But if you cry about shit a lot and you're not trying to fix things, you know what I'm saying? You're not trying to solve some kind of resolution or something, then yeah, that's a whole nother type of person. You know?
So what about a man that tells a woman he'll cry with her?
I mean, is it like is her mother did her
Yeah,
mother
it's
die?
just-
Did her kid die? Did a situation?
For whatever reason.
Situation.
I mean, I'm not gonna cry with you because you lost your job, you know what I'm saying? Or
That's
some dumb shit,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
And that's too emotional, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, if you lost a loved one, I mean, real shit. You lost a loved one, you became sick, real shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Something major. Yeah, I mean, shit, if I care, I see you hurt.
Yeah.
I'm like, hell yeah, shit, we gonna get through this. I might motherfucking drop a tear, but I ain't gonna hold, you know how they do. They go get the wine parties with the candles and they all have a cry party. I'm not doing that shit.
That's where my masculine energy kind of kicks in. I'm sorry. That balance kind of shit, I think y'all can have that, but.
All right, so I hope that answered those questions as far as I'm sorry,
They still confused.
a man who says that sounds really soft. Just console me. Okay? So you don't want your man to cry with you. I got you. We got that. Okay. I hear you. All right. Anything else you want to talk about? Because we got to end for the program for today.
I'm good.
I'm good unless y'all want to talk about anger as an emotion, but we'll talk about that another time.
We'll talk about masculine ass women next time.
Ooh.
Overbearing ass, big mouth, mean ass women.
All right, so we can tell what's going to be going on in False Ross's therapy session next week. Thank you all for coming out and sitting in with us today and sharing in the conversation. We'll have another conversation for you guys next week, Wednesday. Hopefully we can be on time. That actually might be one of our conversations. Niggas in time and niggas. Why they don't match. We might actually have to bring that one out there. But I thank y'all for coming out. We got my man, is Smooth. False Ross the Boss, and your boy Don the Bouncer. We thank y'all for coming out and like this video, share this video, comment if you have any other questions, and we'll see y'all next week.
See y'all next week.